Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is a Monday. Whoo, 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 Monday. But anyways, the start of a new work week, right? So hopefully your day is starting out wonderful for you, or you had a good work day, depending on what time you're watching this. But today I wanted to talk about healing your inner child, which is what the topic is about. And some people may have heard this. You may have heard this. Heal your inner child. This is what your inner child, your inner child, your inner child, your inner child. It's like, what's the big deal with this whole thing with the inner child? And the reason it's such a big deal is it's a lot of things that we experience, a lot of myths, a lot of beliefs, a lot of things that come up when we are a child that we carry with us into adulthood. And those things that we carry with us are affecting us in our adulthood. And it may be things that you're trying to change, or things that are actually blocking you from getting what it is you want, or being where you want to be in life. And so that's why they say you have to go back to when you were a kid and start working to heal that inner child that you have, to interact with that child that you have inside of you, okay, from when you were little. And one of the ways you can do this is through meditation. So why would somebody want to do this, or what kind of issues can come up and arise? Well, we all know that traumatic stuff can happen to anybody, and it's always going to trigger something throughout the rest of your life. So those are easy things to determine. But what about some of the beliefs? What about some of the myths that we grow up believing? Like money doesn't grow on trees, or you got to work hard, and you got to go to school and get your 4-year degree, get you a master's degree, or other superstitions, like your grandpa Joe wore this ring, or wore these cufflinks on his wedding, and grandfather, your great grandfather wore them, your dad wore them, everybody wore them, and they had really good marriages and successful marriages with children and stuff. So now you gotta wear it so that you have a successful marriage and have good children. Okay, so that's something that's generational, that's passed down, that you learned or you came across when you were a child. Those thoughts, and so those are the things that sometimes hold us back from being the people that we need to be and want to be and need to be because we're holding on to those myths and those beliefs, especially when it's surrounding money. Like, how many of us have heard, money doesn't grow on trees, you think I'm made out of money, those kind of things that were said to us when we were children stick with us. And so as we grow up, we have these stigmas about us, like money doesn't want to come to us. Like money is just something elusive to us that you got to work so hard for, and you just get just enough to do what you need to do, and that's the only thing that that's the only amount that you're able to get. And that's a belief that we had since we were a child. And so to overcome that and to get past that and to move on, you have to deal with your inner child that's inside of you. And so to do that through meditation, just like you meditate on your relationship with somebody, or you meditate on your emotions, or you meditate on something else that you want, you will meditate on healing your inner child. You have conversations with that child. You would go back and remember some event that was traumatic, or some event that you had that didn't go the way you wanted it to go, or something that sticks with you in your adulthood from back then. Like, I remember there was a time I got yelled at, and I was trying to explain my situation, but nobody would listen to me. And I felt like I didn't have a voice. I felt like what I had to say didn't matter. And so to heal my inner child, I go back to that memory. And once everything is played, I hold that inner child. I hold me as a child. And I tell her, it's okay. I heard everything you were trying to say. I listened to you. Don't feel like you alone. So that's kind of how you use meditation to heal your inner child. So you take those memories, those ones that you try to tuck up under the carpet that you don't like talking about or thinking about, and you go to those memories and you sit there with them and remember how you felt. And then you take those feelings, you take those memories, you take that expectation, and you go back to that child. And then you give them some hope. What? They didn't listen to us when we were that age. With this situation, we didn't, and it wasn't our fault. This is what was really going on, but nobody would listen to us. But it's okay. I love you. I'm here for you. I heard you. You weren't alone. You didn't go through this by yourself. And see yourself embracing them and giving them a hug. I even kiss them on their forehead. On my kiss them. I even kiss my younger self on the forehead, and just hold her, like, because she's little, so she's shorter than me, Not that I'm that tall, but, she's shorter than me. Gives me some height. So I'll, hug her and embrace her and hold her. And I can feel that, and it heals yourself, that part of you that was still a child. And don't say you ain't got no part of you that's still a child, because sometimes you do things. If you play video games, you have an inner child. If you run out in the rain and you laugh and stuff when you in the rain, you have an inner child. If you make snow angels in the snow, you have an inner child. If you mock people and make fun, joking around and stuff, you have an inner child. Okay, so all of us have this inner child inside of us, and it's when it's fun and games and everything is happy and laughing, and everybody loves that inner child and gives it attention. But sometimes we have to give attention to it when it needs healing, and by healing that inner child, we heal ourselves. We allow ourselves and give ourselves permission to move on. So this week I would suggest and recommend that you spend time with that inner child, on that child that you used to be. Maybe you got bullied in school. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't any of that. Maybe it was just, your parents didn't spend enough time with you. I don't know. But whatever it is for you, spend some time and really talk to that inner child of you. Talk to that version of you that was at that age, at that time. See yourself embracing them. See yourself telling them that it's okay, that they're not alone, or whatever words of encouragement that you would have said. Whatever you wanted somebody to say to you at that time is what you're going to say to that child as you're meditating and embracing them. That's what you say to that version of yourself. Anything that you needed at that time to hear that nobody was saying. So that's the message for today. If you got anything out of it, please like, subscribe, and share, because if you get something out of it, chances are someone else will as well. And when it comes to this kind of work, we all need to do it. We all have some aspect of our life that needs to be done. So I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.